So you guys are comfortable with this concept. Y equals inverse cos of x. The domain is -1 less than x less than or equal to 1. Your range is 0 to pi. And then I said, if this was a 2, then you obviously would replace the x for 2. And then you solve for your x. So in this case, the question says something like this. Y equals 5 pi over 6 minus inverse cos h minus, what was it? Root 3 over 2? H minus root 3 over 2. Okay, so again, if you replace the 2x for this 2x, well, for domain, you would do the same thing. So if I was trying to find domain, my domain equals -1 less than or equal to h minus root 3 over 2 less than or equal to 1. Correct? Then you're going to add root 3 over 2. This gives us negative, well, we'll keep it like this. -1 plus root 3 over 2 less than or equal to h less than or equal to 1 plus root 3 over 2. Which is generally okay. But in this context, h cannot be negative. So, but h must be greater than 0, therefore, or equal to, so 0 must be smaller than h, must be smaller than 1 plus root 3 over 2. That's my domain. Does that make sense? With our range, it's usually been making, so I'm going to see if I can make this easy for you guys. Easier than what I just did, because it looks like the way I just did it confused you guys. So with your range, I said to you guys, make inverse cosmonic. So let's go through that approach. If I make my inverse so one more time, up here, if this was a 3, I taught you guys to make it monic. And then solve for y. So let's take that approach this time. So range, my range was between 0 to y to pi, generally, right? That's just generally. For this case, we want to make inverse cosmonic, which means what? That means we're meant to have on the side here, cos inverse h minus root 3 over 2 equals to 5 pi over 6 minus y. Is that fair enough? 5 pi minus 6 minus y. Plug that into here. So 0 less than or equal to 5 pi over 6 minus y less than or equal to pi. Is that an easy approach? You feel like you can remember that? Making inverse monic? Now what are we going to do to everything? We're solving for y, don't forget that. So maybe I might write original case. So you don't, original case. So you don't mix up the y values. Okay, what do we do? Come on. Minus 5 pi over 6 and minus 5 pi over 6 less than or equal to negative y less than or equal to pi over 6, wasn't it? Yeah, pi over 6. What do you do now? Times it by -1. It looks like you're a lot more comfortable with this method. So then maybe just keep it with this method. Less than or equal to 5 pi over 6. And then saying but the y value must be greater than 0 because we're talking about volume here. But v or y in this case, so we'll call it y equals to v, so you remember that. But y equals to v must be greater than or equal to 0 as well. So therefore, your range is actually 0 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 5 pi over 6. Is that better? Did I overkill it the first time?
Yeah.
All right. We'll keep it consistent. The inverse cos, done. That's okay.